Hey everyone, it's James of geometriccharts.com. It is October 19th, about 4:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have the 4-hour chart of Bitcoin, BTC, USD on the Bitfinex exchange. So as of now, I thought we were going to kind of build some energy and go a little more horizontal in Binance. I knew that one of them was going to have to give out. I thought Coinbase would actually start to trek up to meet Binance, like somewhere in the middle, and maybe have a little move down. But instead, Binance is making that journey and taking the bullet for the exchanges as it starts to drift lower to harmonize this market. I do not think this is the end of Bitcoin. I think it's just more of harmonization of what's occurred, where there was almost a $400 discrepancy or somewhere around there. It was a lot. I forget the exact number. I didn't write it down. But anyways, there was a big discrepancy between like Coinbase and Binance, for example. And now it's down to about $150. So I think by the time we get down to like 50 or maybe even like 30 or so, that should be that perfect equilibrium that we've seen in the past in these markets. And I definitely think that journey is going to happen over the weekend. Volumes dwindle down to 3.6. I imagine it's going to go sub 3 over the weekend, and not much is going to happen, and people are going to be bored out of their mind. And I think at the end of the day, it's just better off to go spend time with friends and family, just get away from the market, relax your mind, and then come back to the market like on the weekday. But as of now, I mean, everything's pretty much following suit. The whole market's almost in lockstep. The only one really holding up is Bitcoin on Coinbase, and that's it. So again, there's the overall trend. The overall trend has been up lately. So there's obviously buyers stepping up to ensure that price doesn't break through the 6,000 area. As long as that holds up and the market does not waterfall into the weekend and we're sub 6,200 in Binance, then I think everything's fine and dandy. I think we're just going to harmonize the market, and then from there try to trek back upward, maybe ease some of the pain here, because there were a lot of buyers in that area. There were a lot of buyers in that area. A lot of people got fooled, and I definitely think a large portion of that is due to those quote-unquote experts that you see in the mainstream media and across the internet talking about these crazy figures. But a lot of people got hurt by this move. And I think that if there's going to be a trek up, it's probably going to happen sometime in the near future, like in the next few weeks or so, to kind of harmonize that side of the market. If not, and price breaks under 6,200, goodbye. I mean, these people might as well start crying now, because it's going to be a long time before that market turns back around and does that move. But anyways, so that's it. I wish I could talk about more, but I honestly think it's going to be a rather flat weekend. Yes, Binance may trickle down a little more, but the overall picture for everything is going to be rather flat. I think it's just going to kind of flounder around. Once we harmonize, then from there, I think we'll start to see the real move of Bitcoin and where the true projection of price is going to be. And as of right now, a lot of things are pointing up. The only scary thing is every time price pops up, that volume, that new volume that comes in, that new money being pushed in, is being immediately washed back out. So somebody's propping it up, dumping into it, propping it up, dumping into it. And we're seeing that same cycle over and over and over again. So as long as we can hold the uptrend line that you see here, this blue line set, roughly 6,200 is like the bottom of it, roughly just a round figure, I think we'll be fine. I think we're starting to kind of buck the trend a little bit, and this bigger overall, I would call it almost a rectangle formation, is just more of a giant energy coil. So energy got expended up to 20,000, got expended down to 6,000, and now we're recouping that energy to expend it once more in one or the other direction. So I think that direction more than likely will be up. I do not see the cryptocurrency market disappearing. I think some of the smaller coins definitely will be hammered out over time, but the overall market, like Bitcoin and etc., like Litecoin, Ethereum, I think it's going to take a long time. If those are going to disappear, it's going to happen well into the future. But Bitcoin, I don't really see Bitcoin disappearing. So again, I think the overall trend could definitely be up, but I'm talking like 2019 mid, late 2019. This is going to take one heck of a consolidation to start to really trek back upward. And I know people don't want to hear that. Everyone wants to hear the hype, 20,000, 600 trillion, or whatever the crazy numbers are, that everyone's spewing out there. But no one's going to talk about the time element, and the time element's clearly there. And I've been talking about it for a long time, and we're clearly in it. So anyways, the same thing I talk about in most of my videos, but there's nothing really new to add to this video, and I thought this would happen. I talked about it on Wednesday's video. So if you want to see something more in depth, check out Wednesday's video. But other than that, a very uneventful weekend, I believe, is ahead of us. And I think it could lead to an eventful week, given this all stays intact and the market harmonizes. So I thank you for your time. I thank you for your support. I hope you have a great day, great night, depending on where you are in the world, great weekend. If you're interested in becoming a subscriber over at geometriccharts.com, there is that subscription service there. I do cover Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, EOS, NEO, Ripple, ADA, IOTA, Bitcoin Cash, the stock market, commodities, and Forex. And there's no contracts at all. It's a private Slack channel. I post my videos morning and night for each one of those asset classes. I post charts in there as well too. And then there's a big community of people as well that are also very helpful, and everyone's extremely friendly. And I've just been very blessed with the YouTube channel, with everything that I've done in regards to this. I've tried to do my best to provide as best information as I possibly could. Of course, the YouTube videos are not as in-depth of numbers and so forth. It's not here for an investment advice. It's just here to talk about the overall trend on what I think is going to transpire over the next few days. That's why I do it every other day. In the market, the investment advice side is on the subscriber side, because that requires fine-tuning, and this market changes a lot. Recently it hasn't. Recently it's kind of just chopped around, but it requires much more involvement when you start talking about stops and projections and stuff like that. So, but anyways, you can always check out geometriccharts.com. There's not a lot on there, but basically when you subscribe, you have access to the private Slack channel. And within that Slack channel, if you're not familiar with Slack, you have different sub channels. Like, just imagine the little rooms, and those rooms are dedicated toward cryptocurrencies, stocks, etc. They have the videos, charts, so it's all fairly easy to navigate on your desktop or on your mobile. But that's it for tonight. So everybody, again, have a great day and great weekend. I'll talk to everybody on Monday.